Shalom, and welcome to Camp Ramah Darom. If you are a member of our staff who is not living in a bunk this coming summer, and you also have children of your own who will be campers living in the bunk at camp, then you are in the right place and watching the right video. Get excited! We have an amazing summer ahead. First of all, we are thrilled to have you as a member of our staff. We are going to have an incredible time that will be both enriching for you and your child or children. Whether you are new or returning this year, we are grateful for your dedication to our community and are delighted to have you as a member of the Ramah Darom family. Over the next few minutes, we are going to discuss a great many things that will help you to be oriented to the way that camp functions. Remember, we are a community of around 1,000 people that lives together about 2.5 months out of the year. To make it all work, we have implemented some systems and procedures for basic camp functioning. Although there is much to learn about, we will dive into a few topics throughout this video, and we'll be covering subsequent topics over email as we approach the summer. In this video, we will discuss what to expect at camp, how to approach your time at camp, and what camp will do for you, which will include things like maintenance and housekeeping requests, laundry, supplies, birthdays, infirmary basics, having your car at camp, and visitors. We will also discuss some important parts of family life, including topics related to being a parent at summer camp, meals, Shabbat, and some obligations that all staff members have as a part of our camp community. Let's begin. Camp is awesome. It is fun and inspiring and offers us an amazing community to be a part of and contribute to. It can be an incredible place of growth for our kids, for ourselves, and for our families as a unit. We also recognize that camp can be a challenge. Adjusting to a whole new schedule, job, way of life. There is a lot of change when coming to a place like Ramah Darom from your own home. So it is important to remember to be flexible. We take what we do very seriously here and plan as best we can, but with summer camp, things don't always go exactly as we had planned them to be. Flexibility, not the physical kind of course, but the kind that helps you to work with others and helps you to innovate even in the face of adversity, is the kind of flexibility that will be most valuable at camp. Also, remember to lean on each other. We are only as strong as we are together. Camp is a team environment in every sense. We all have additional obligations and projects that we end up working on with the camp community outside of our specialty. We act as a community and often need our staff to play multiple roles throughout the summer. Please don't be surprised if you are asked to help out with any number of things for arrival or departure days, or to take on a special role in a program or event. We encourage you to find the time and space to help our fellow staff to have successful programs and smooth transitions. Always make sure to clear any additional responsibilities or projects with your supervisor before you take them on. Always remember that others on our staff of over 200 are in the same boat as you, and if we work together, we will have great success. So, what will camp do to help you? In the next few slides, we will explain some of the systems we have in place to help you as you live and work at camp this summer. If you have a maintenance or housekeeping request, please fill out a form for your needs at the mailroom or tzarchaniyah. This way, we can meet everyone's needs in a timely fashion and make sure every issue is addressed. You might be wondering how you will do your laundry at camp. As non-bunk staff, you will have a few options. Option 1, and the least work-intensive option, is to use the laundry service provided by camp. You can label your laundry bag with a colored tag that we will give you upon your arrival and drop it off on your assigned day. Your laundry will return, washed and folded for you the following day. This is a free service that camp provides. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way and grab a bucket and a washboard. Just kidding. Doing it the old-fashioned way at Ramah Darom means using the laundry machines on site at the Retreat Center, Marcus Lodge, and Lakeside Hotel. Please supply your own laundry detergent and fabric softener sheets and abide by basic laundry etiquette. For everyday supplies, materials, and to make copies of lessons or worksheets, go to the Tzorchaniya or mailroom located on the bottom floor of the Mountainside Chadar Ochel or dining hall. If you are celebrating a birthday at camp, we'll even bake you a cookie cake, or a gluten-free cake, or a vegan cake, or a vegan gluten-free cake. The infirmary at our camp is called the MARP, which is short for the word Mirpa'ah in Hebrew, which means infirmary. If you are sick, please go to the MARP and get yourself checked out during staff clinic hours, which are generally in the afternoon, although the specific times will be posted outside the MARP and the Chadar Ochel. If you need to miss any of your work obligations, please speak with your supervisor, who will be able to arrange coverage in your absence. Remember to rest up and get better. We need all of our staff ready to rock, so make sure to take the rest that you need to get back on top again. If you are thinking of bringing a car to camp, you are welcome to do so. We ask that you follow the following camp rules with regard to cars at camp. Please register your car when you arrive at camp and put the Ramah Darom decal on your windshield. Our security team monitors the vehicles in camp, so it is important that we are able to identify all transportation in camp in order to keep safe. We ask that you please park in designated parking areas based on where you are living in camp. If there is no designated parking space by your living area, there is a staff parking lot next to the baseball field where your car will be able to stay while you are at camp. Please do not drive your vehicle around camp unless you are exiting the campus or returning from outside camp. If you do have to drive around camp, the speed limit is 5 miles per hour, as there are kids and adults of all ages all over camp. Finally, you may be asked to move your car around arrival days so that we can accommodate camper family transportation. Please follow instructions if you are asked to move your vehicle. You are welcome to have visitors at camp, but we ask that you adhere to the following guidelines. Please book all visitors to camp, including spouses and families, with our summer business manager prior to any visitors arriving at camp. Our summer business manager will be able to make sure your visitors have a place to stay, appropriate tags, decals for cars and wristbands, and that we have enough food for any meals they may be staying for. We also have rates for visitors at camp who will be staying overnight. It is important to check with our business manager for any fees that may be assessed for visitors at camp to cover additional hotel rooms, maintenance, housekeeping, and meals. All visitors must register at the Welcome Center upon arrival. Please do not bring any pets to camp unless you have permission from the camp director. Now we are going to talk about some of the nuts and bolts of camp as a family. Because we are a large community that works and lives together, it is important that we recognize as a kehillah that many of our staff are not only employees of Ramah Darom, but are also parents of Ramah Darom campers. We will talk about a few things in the next few slides: being the parent of a camper, Shabbat visit opportunities, and yoatzim as the basic line of communication. Being able to work at camp and have your child at camp with you is a wonderful thing. We love our camp families and want for you to have an enjoyable experience as individuals and as a family unit. Because we have many families with campers in camp, it is important that we set some policies in place to make sure we are promoting a healthy environment for everyone. In the next few slides, we'll discuss some things our families can do to create healthy boundaries with our camper children and protect the camp experience. Please give your child a hug or a high five as you pass them throughout the day. However, it is important to set some boundaries. We will explain why on the next slide. Please try not to approach your child at his or her bunk table during meals or in the middle of activities or programs. At meals, there is staff seating in all 3 sections of the Chadar Ochel or dining hall. Please try to choose a dining hall in which your children's bunk does not sit. With counselor approval, your child or children can come visit you at your table during meals. Please remember that we are not asking you to ignore your child. However, the reason we ask all of our staff to set boundaries with their children who are campers is twofold. First, approaching our own child while they are surrounded by their bunkmates could be very difficult for the other campers in the bunk. Other campers may be homesick, and seeing another camper with their parents at camp could be very hard for them. There could be all sorts of questions at any age. Please be sensitive to all of our campers' needs and their experience. Second, remember that as a part of our staff, you are committed to also giving your child the full camper experience. They too have the opportunity for the independence and relationships that are built throughout each summer with counselors and peers. Because almost every age group has some free time on Shabbat afternoon, you may be able to arrange to spend some time with your child's camper on Saturdays. Please consult with your Eidaz Yoetzet to coordinate. We ask for safety reasons that you do not invite other campers, even friends of your child, into your own living quarters. Every Eidah or age group will be assigned a Yoetz or parent liaison. The job of a Yoetz or Yoetzet is to know the campers, work to support their success at camp, and communicate with the families of our campers at home and at camp about their progress throughout the summer. Please utilize your Yoetz for all communications regarding questions or concerns you have about your child's camper. Please do not go to the Rosh Eidah or to the counselor. It is important that we use the proper channels to solve questions, concerns, and issues at camp. We do a lot of eating at camp, and it is important to know some basic information and procedures for the dining hall, which is known at camp as the Chadar Ochel. There is a section of the Chadar Ochel that is reserved for staff members. Please find a space to sit at any of the staff tables. We ask that you wait until all campers have been served before taking your own food. We also ask that you be a dugma, an example, and participate in the brachot before and after each meal. Finally, please do not make special requests of the kitchen, as there is food out at every meal for every kind of diet. In the Chadar Ochel, we have a few basic rules. Male campers and staff members are required to wear a kippah, and women are encouraged and invited to do so. No hats should be worn during meal times, and all campers and staff members should have their shoulders covered as well. On Fridays, our schedule is a little different as we end our regular day early in order to prepare for Shabbat. You will receive a specific schedule for Friday obligations. You are invited to join with your assigned Eidah for Hachana Shabbat, Shabbat services, and all programming thereafter. It is also important to note on Friday nights that we have some special staff events, including a staff shiur or learning discussion after dinner, a Shabbat oneg, as well as a staff hockey game following the oneg. Please join us for all of these fun events. Shabbat at camp is magical, and you may be able to arrange to spend some time with your child on Saturday afternoon during your child's free time. This is a great time to connect and catch up. We ask that you please be present for Mincha, which is typically at 5:30 p.m. at the amphitheater or Beit Am covered basketball court. Please also be present for Sudash Lishi, the third meal, and Havdalah. Havdalah at camp is one of the most special times of the entire summer. Don't miss it, and remember to wear your dancing shoes. For many of you, your day off will normally be Wednesdays. This day in camp is known as Yom Miuchad, or Special Day. Most specialty departments at camp are closed, and the counselors in the bunk plan a full day of programming or a trip out of camp for their Eidah. You are welcome to leave campus for the day. We ask that you leave any time after the sun comes up and return to camp by 8 p.m. For any special arrangements, please speak directly with your supervisor. It is critical that you check out of camp when you depart and check in when you return. For the safety of our campus, we must be aware of all people who are on the property. In case of emergency, we will be able to account for all persons. Please follow the directions you will receive about checking out and in whenever taking a trip out of camp. Remember to use this time off to your advantage. Rest and recharge, or spend the day in a nearby town. There is a lot to do that is close to camp. Every staff member has some responsibilities connected to a specific Eidah of campers. In addition to your daily schedule that you will receive from your Rosh or supervisor, you will be serving as an additional staff member at some of the Eidah programming throughout the week. This will give you an opportunity to develop more relationships and a connection to being a part of the camp culture. Think of yourself as the aunt or uncle to this group of campers. Be there to talk with them and to be an additional mentor, teacher, and friend. Please plan to attend Tefillah each morning with your Eidah. Tefillah is generally from 7:30 a.m. to 8:20 a.m. each morning, except on Shabbat. Please also speak with the Rosh Eidah and plan to attend or take part in a few evening programs each week. We recognize that everyone has a lot to do at camp, but our relationship with the campers are our first priority as staff members. In order to form these important relationships with them and be more than just instructors, we need to be a part of their lives and spend time interacting and having fun with our kids. After all, it is summer camp. All staff members are expected to be at Sevet Limud, or staff learning, each week on Thursday nights at 10:30 p.m. We plan to have great snacks and great conversation. It is also important for us as a staff to learn together and spend time together as a kfutza. Finally, Hadracha, which is our professional development program for staff, will be scheduled throughout the week. This is something you will attend with your entire specialty staff. Your supervisor will give you the schedule when you arrive at camp. Although there is much to review with regard to our safety policies and procedures, as a general rule to follow, if there is an emergency and the loudspeaker requires all camp to be accounted for, Non Bunk Staff will congregate by the pizza oven next to the dining hall and check in to be sure that all campers and staff are accounted. If you are with campers, bring them to the fields in front of the Chadar Ochel and have them sit by bunk until their counselors arrive. You will receive a safety manual at camp when you arrive and check in at the Welcome Center. Please take some time to read through the safety manual as well as the quick reference guide to emergency procedures. We will review all of the procedures during staff week, but if you are coming to work at camp for session bet, then we will send the safety manual to you in advance over email. Because we are in the summertime Georgia mountains, we sometimes have rain and thunderstorms. Although it is not often, we ask that in the event of a thunderstorm, you please find a safe and covered space. If you are with campers, break out those rainy day programs that you've been carrying with you and put them to good use. Be resourceful and creative, and remember to have fun, but be safe. Please wait until you hear the all clear signal before you return to your normal schedule. If you have questions, ask anyone who has a radio or walkie-talkie to page your supervisor for an update. In closing, We ask that you review some of these ideas and policies with your children before coming to camp, so that they understand how things will work while you are here at camp as a family. This summer is going to be amazing. Camp is fun and reinvigorating, and there is camaraderie and innovation in being a member of the Non Bunk Staff team, also known as Magshimim. We hope you are looking forward to your time at camp as much as we are to having you. Please feel free to call or email me with any questions at the contact information on this slide. We look forward to seeing you soon. Shalom.